People who start from zero to get rich are having completely different battles in life. I mean real battles. When it comes to getting rich, everybody starts from a different checkpoint. Some people start with connections, some people start with money, and some people start with a lot of pressure. This game is unfair. People sacrifice years of their life knowing that nobody will ever notice them unless they finally escape. And this is the real challenge. Hi, I am Max. Everybody knows that people who truly build themselves from nothing usually spend years with invisible stress that nobody around them understands. Because when I start broke, I don't have many chances, right? Every decision will matter more. Every mistake will cost more. Every wasted month will hurt more. And that changed the way I think. People who escape poverty usually learn something very important early, which is the market only pays for value. Nobody pays me because my life is hard. Nobody pays me because I work late. Nobody pays me because I am smart. The market only pays useful people. That's why people who rise from zero usually become obsessed with building high income skills. Because they eventually realize, if I don't become valuable, I stay stuck. I cannot afford to stay average for too long. That's why a lot of successful people from difficult backgrounds become extremely focused on learning skills that make money. Because once I understand how value works in the market, I stop seeing money emotionally and start seeing money strategically. And honestly, this is where my mindset changed completely. Most people believe getting rich is impossible for people who start from zero. Like the system is already designed against us from the beginning. And honestly, sometimes it really feels this way. Because, life is not fair. But the reality is that getting rich from zero is less about luck and more about leverage. How can I create value at a scale bigger than my current situation? That question can change everything about my next moves. Now listen carefully because this part is very important. When I am broke, my time becomes my biggest asset. I must be very careful when it comes to spending my time. I am not investing money in the beginning. I am investing my lifetime. That's the painful part most people never understand. A rich person can lose money today and recover it tomorrow because they still have money, right? But for somebody who is starting from nothing, one mistake can cause months if not years. That's why people from difficult backgrounds become extremely careful with time, because in my situation, time is the greatest weapon I can use to escape. Every wasted year feels dangerous, and this pressure creates a completely different mentality. A rich kid can fail a business at 22 and still sleep peacefully, but for me at 22, having a lot of responsibilities, when I fail, the first thought comes in my mind is, how long will it take me to recover from this? Huge difference. A rich kid might get 4 opportunities in 1 month. I might get only 1 single opportunity every 6 months. That reality changed how I move. It changed my decisions, my confidence, my patience, and even my trust. Because being broke for too long can slowly destroy my belief in things. I stopped trusting advice easily. I stopped trusting motivation on social media because life keeps showing me how expensive mistakes are. That's why people who truly rise from zero usually build a bulletproof mindset. Not because they are naturally strong, but because they had no choice. A lot of us are surrounded by negative things or people. People underestimating me, laughing at my goals, calling me unrealistic, telling me to live as the other average people. And if my mindset is weak, my environment can easily destroy my future before it even starts. That's why protecting my mind become important, very important. Because when I start from zero, my mindset is not about motivation, it's survival. And here is another thing a lot of people underestimate, which is communication. communication is what separates me from the others. If I have a strong high income skill, but my communication skill is bad, then my value in the market will be much lower. But wait, I don't want you to complicate this, okay? The more you complicate the communication skill, the more headache you will have. Believe me, my friend, okay? You're not supposed to be perfect at communication. Just practice the basics, okay? Because communication can get you to more opportunities in life. Learn how to express your value properly. Learn how to present the benefits of your work to the right people. People be saying, learn how to sell yourself or learn how to sell to people, but most importantly is to learn who you are talking to. Not all people should be spoken to in the same way. I want you to be the person who walks into a room, speaks confidently with people, and be able to get opportunities, partnerships, clients, connections, because business is just about people, right? The opportunities comes from people. The clients are just people. The money is also from people. There are some people, when they just start talking, you can easily tell this person is not average. He or she be talking in a very effective way. They can easily connect with people's conversations. That's a valuable skill. That's what will make you stand out from the rest. That's why a lot of successful people become obsessed with learning human behavior, how people think, how people buy, how people trust. And honestly, this entire journey can become mentally dangerous sometimes, because while I am building quietly, I watch other people in my age enjoying life, traveling, relaxing, buying things, living my dream lifestyle. Meanwhile, I am sacrificing years nobody will ever see, trying to learn things and embarrassing myself in order to improve and learn from my mistakes. Nobody noticed the pain and discipline when there are no results yet. Why do I need to go through all of this for years while there are some rich kids on social media flexing their life? That's why when I hear someone online says, trust the process and never give up, that feels so easy to say, but it's brutal in real life, especially when my job paycheck is very low. And this is where many people mentally quit. They still go to work, still talk about their goals, still say they want freedom, but deep inside, they stop believing escape is possible. That is the dangerous part, because once I lose hope, my actions become slow and weak. I will be taking less actions until eventually I become comfortable staying stuck. That's why people who truly rise from zero develop things money cannot teach quickly. Develop discipline, awareness, patience, responsibilities, and also emotional control. At some point, successful people from difficult backgrounds stop blaming everything, because they saw the world in two views: the broke view with all those difficult times, and the rich view. And once I fully accept that nobody is coming to save me, I stop waiting to feel ready. Stop justifying myself to people who don't understand my vision anyway. I believe the biggest advantage people from nothing eventually develop is adaptation. Because after surviving mentally for years, business pressure stopped scaring me as much. Failure stopped scaring me as much. Rejection stopped scaring me as much. I already lived through the worst internally. That's why some people who start from zero eventually become impossible to stop, because we built ourselves under pressure. So the real question is not, can people get rich from zero? Yeah, of course they can. The real question is, can I survive long enough through all those mental battles? Getting rich from zero is usually not one lucky moment. It's years of becoming somebody the market cannot ignore anymore. Now share your thoughts in the comments about this video. I would be happy to read them all. Like this video to support me keeping up, and remember, I will always be cheering you on from afar.